I feel this urge inside of me to get even, finally. I want to treat these companies the way they've treated us for all these years. Yeah, so here's what I'm doing. Like, I did a show recently for Time Warner Spectrum Cable. Yeah. I've had Time Warner Spectrum for quite a number of years. So they hired me. They said, we have an award ceremony. Can you be here about 8 o'clock? And I say, I'll be there between 8 and 11. Then I showed up at 10:57. I'm here. You been waiting?
Welcome to yet another episode of Comedy in Place, the comedy show that comes to you from my office right here in my home in Southern California. I am your host, Don McMillan. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today's episode, I'm really excited. I'm unveiling my new corporate comedy plan for 2021. That's right, I have a whole new business plan, ladies and gentlemen. I really think it's going to be a big hit, so stick around for that. I'll be unveiling that in just a little while. In the meantime, that opening clip, I have more of that coming up, filmed in front of a live studio audience. So I know that stuff's funny. The audience is laughing, so I'm pretty sure it's funny anyway. More of that coming up at the end of today's show. But in the meantime, let's get to today's Comedy in Place bit, which is all about my corporate comedy plan. And here's my idea. I've been doing corporate shows now for over 20 years. I did conferences, conventions, meetings, and here's what I'm going to do from now on, starting in 2021. I'm going to treat these clients of mine, which I've been customers of for years. I've done business with these people. I've been their customer. I'm going to let them know what it's like to be one of their own. I'm going to treat them the way they've treated me as a customer for years. I'm going to switch it around on them, let them know what it's like to go through their customer experience. That's my corporate business plan. I think it's enlightening, if nothing else, and hopefully funny. So I prepared some PowerPoint slides because if you know me, I always have PowerPoint slides. So let's get to it right now. The first one, I love this company. We shop there all the time, IKEA. And if IKEA ever hires me to do a show, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have all the IKEA people over to my house, and I'm going to lead them through my house. And in every room in my house, I'm going to do a different joke, and hopefully that'll get laughs. And then at the end of the tour through my whole house, they'll pick the jokes that they want in their show. And then I'm never going to do the show for them myself, but I'm going to give them the raw materials, right? The punchlines, the setups, the charts, so they can build that joke back at home and perform it themselves. And let's see how they do, building that corporate comedy act themselves. And by the way, I'm going to give them instructions, but there'll be no words. Just pretty, really interesting, intricate diagrams with arrows and pictures. Let's see how they do, IKEA. Let's see how you do with your own business plan and corporate comedy. That's how today's show works. That's my idea. Let's go to my next one, HP Inc. Now, Inks and I have always had a problem. So if HP Inc. ever hires me, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give them like 4 or 5 jokes. Not enough for a whole show, so that as they start the show, they'll run out of jokes. And they'll come back to me and they go, well, we're out of jokes. And I'll go, well, that's because your joke cartridge is empty. You need to replace your joke cartridge, and that will be 10 times more than the original joke. Because that's how the Inc. model works, okay? That's how I'm going to make my money, the same way you, HP Inc. people, make money. Replace that joke cartridge, will you? Yeah, really. It's really a good business plan. Thank you, HP Inc., for teaching me that little trick. Blue Cross Blue Shield. I actually did a show for them. And here's what I did. First of all, I came out and I said, well, first of all, I'm no longer a comedian. I'm a humor maintenance organization, and I'm your primary joke provider. So if you want to go at any other comedians, you got to come to me first. That's the way that works. And by the way, there's a $5 copay with every joke, so shell it over right now. Let's go. I'm now a humor maintenance organization. Thank you, Blue Cross Blue Shield, for giving me that idea. Walmart. Now, I did a show for Walmart. I did, and here's what I did. I came out to Mike, and the very first thing I said after they introduced me was, Ni hao, hen go chi, lie down, Zhili. And they all stared at me, and I said, oh, I'm sorry. Did I not mention that all my jokes come from China? Yeah, it'll all be in Chinese. I assumed you guys were okay with that. You saved a lot of money, but it will all be in Chinese. Yeah, they didn't laugh at that, not even a little. But I thought it was funny, but they didn't laugh at that. Costco, if they ever hire me, well, I can't. You can't buy me for one show. You have to buy a 10-pack of shows. I'm sorry, that's the way. Only a 10-pack, only available in a 10-pack. And if I could do it, I would actually pack myself in a hard shell that would be impossible to open, because that's my Costco experience. Boeing. If I do a show for Boeing, I'm going to go, well, yeah, I'll do the show, but if just so you know, if any of my jokes crash, I am not responsible. No, I will not take responsibility for any of my jokes crashing. I thought you guys would understand that. Moving on. Pfizer. Now, I did a show for Pfizer. I did. And I came out, and let's just say they paid me $1,000 for the show. And I said, thank you. I'm going to get paid $1,000. But I thought you should know that these same jokes are available in a generic brand for $6. Yeah, generically $6 jokes. But because you're playing the brand name, it's $1,000 for the show, but you could be getting it for $6. How does that feel, Pfizer? Just thought you'd want to know how that feels. And then finally, if Hertz Rent-A-Car or Avis or Budget, they're all the same. I just happen to pick Hertz because it hurts. If they come to me and want to hire me to do a show, say we agree on $1,000. I'm going to go, that's great, $1,000. That's great. I'll do the show for $1,000. But there's some details I want to go over in the contract, just so you know what you're paying for, because I want to be upfront. So that will be the $1,000 a day, if we look at the contract, will be the charge right there. Unlimited laughs for $1,000 a day. Great deal, right? But there's some other peripheral charges. I'll run down them real quick. There's the concession recovery fee, that's $375, a customer facility fee, convention surcharges, there's city taxes, energy taxes, a joke recovery fee, state taxes. That comes to a total of about $3,000, about 3 times more than you thought you were going to pay. That's what it's like dealing with you guys at rent-a-car companies. How does it feel? God, it feels good. I really want to do this. I know it's a joke, but I really do think that I want to start treating my corporate clients the way this. It would feel so good. It really would. So that's it for today's Comedy in Place bit. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope there's some laughs there. Let me know. Send me a note. Let me know which ones of those if any of those jokes you like. I'll put them in my real act. But I can't tell because I can't hear you laugh. But there's some more comedy coming up, filmed in front of a live studio audience. So I'm pretty sure that stuff is funny. Stick around for that. In the meantime, stay healthy. Keep laughing. Here comes your video.
This is where it started. I did a show for Microsoft 2 years ago, Christmas party for Microsoft. Started the show. I was about 5 minutes into the show. Suddenly I went, oh, wait, there's an update. I need to reboot, and I walked off the stage. I came back on, nobody was laughing. So then I said to him, you know what? I'm afraid I didn't realize it, but you only bought a license for one of you. There's 500 people in the crowd. This is a nerdy crowd if you get that joke. The American Medical Association has this huge convention. It's like 20,000 people. And if I ever hire it, they've never hired me, but if they hire me, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have the 20,000 doctors wait in the lobby for at least an hour and a half. Then I'm going to have them come in and sit on a piece of wax paper for another 45 minutes.